I'm back on the hunt for retro games, looking for Sega Game Gear, of course, but this is going to be a bit of a shop tour. I'm at the Retro Hunter in Leigh-on-Sea, and this is criminal of me. It's my local store. I'm good friends with Ali, and I have not been in this shop for, I think it's 12 months. I had to look back at my videos. Last time I did a bit of a shop tour, it was 11 months ago. So by the time this video comes up, it would be 12 months. So I thought I'll give it a quick, brief scan round, only a few minutes footage of what's inside, in case you're local to Essex, you want to go and check him out. And then we'll dive into the Sega Game Gear games, and we'll head back to the games room and we'll go through the pickups. And we've got a special treat as well, because I did meet up with Retro Ed UK. A good friend of mine lives in Southend, and I hadn't seen him for a long time, so we arranged to meet each other, which I think was on a Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon, after the bank holiday. So we both nipped out of work and managed to meet up before closing time, and I got some lovely gifts from Retro Ed, so we'll go through those in the games room later on at the back of the video, so stay around for that. And if you are new to Retro Ed and you've been living under a rock, please check out his channel. I will put a link in description so you can find him. And he has got an absolutely awesome collection, and he's very like-minded to myself. He's got some great games and great videos and great content. I've subscribed to him, so I think you should be too. Now, what treasures have you seen? Let me know in the comments if there's anything you're collecting for, because I will be going back to the shop very soon. So if anyone wants me to check anything out or post any pictures or get some further videos, I can do, guys. Let me know in the comments. Also, Retro Hunter, you can find him on the website. You can actually, I believe you can order stuff and he will deliver as well. But if you're on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, but I used to be. He has got a good page on there where anytime he has something come in, he literally uploads. So there's stuff every day, so you can see exactly what he has to offer. There we go. I found the Sega Game Gear loose carts, and he had them in abundance. He literally had about 30 games, and there was about 20 of them I hadn't got. So I did pick up a few pickups without breaking the bank too much. A few of the uncommon ones, and I'll have to go back for a couple which I hid at the bottom. So I don't want anyone taking any of those treasures. But there's only so much you can spend on one visit. But yeah, we had a good old scan around. I love the Retro Hunter so much. I can't believe it's been that long since I've been back, but special memories for me, because this section of the shop is actually expanded. It's a very large store, very good store, and this section was the old former Neon Nights, which was the barcade of choice. It's where I used to hang out every weekend, and I'll be on that track and field and hyper sports in the corner of the shop, just where that Chucky doll is. And I'll be on there knocking back the Copperbergs and the Budweisers and Peronis, and I'll be in there most weekends. So it's always great to be back in there. I almost shed a tear when I walked through that door. But yeah, absolutely awesome shop. You can see he's got room to grow as well. He's got this whole section literally just for toys and figures. Now let's head back to the games room and see what the hell did we pick up? Right, this isn't the greatest angle in the world. I'm aware of that, but we're going to stick with it anyway. Normally I've got the camera flipped round, and we're going through the actual Game Gear collection of what I've actually got. But there's a fair few pickups. I've got footage as well, as always, of pretty much 90% of these games. Normally there's only a few games I picked up. I've got 10 to show you. So I picked up 3 games from the Retro Hunter. As you can see, there was loads of games. There's only like a few games there, which I already had. But I can't afford to pick everything up. So I went with the ones I was most excited about and ones you don't see about as much. There was still a few I sort of hid down the side I wanted to come back for. Tom and Jerry, NBA Jam. There was a few titles and I was like, oh, I want that one. But I thought, hopefully it'll still be there. Hidden a little tub in the corner of the shop. So, yeah, I'll go through the games that I picked up. So I'm really excited just from seeing what it is like. I can't wait to give them a proper go. So Outrun. What a game. So I'll show you some footage. I'm sure you've played Outrun in the arcade or on some sort of console, whichever console it is. Can't say I've ever played Outrun before in a Game Gear. But, I mean, it's going to work perfectly with 2 buttons. It doesn't need much, does it? Accelerate, brake, and you can drift. So what's not to love about it, you know? And there's enough of the screen to see what's ahead of you. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty solid game. This game is out of stock, I think, at CEX generally. I think I paid £20 for it, which I think's pretty much bang on. I will put a link to the Retro Hunters website in the description of the video in case you want to check him out. He's on Leigh in Essex. He's on the London Road. Very easy to get to. You can literally pull up, just park outside. But he's been there a long time. So if you're from Essex, you probably know. But if you are visiting, say you're putting down the South End for the old summer, then obviously check him out. But it's such an easy name, the Retro Hunter. If you just typed it in Google, it would come straight up without fail. But I'll put a link to his website in description, just so you guys know where he is, where the address is, and you can check him out. So second game, Road Rash. Cannot absolutely wait to pick that up. He had 2 copies of it. And I get a little bit OCD with things like that. If I'm shopping for a T-shirt and there's 2 at the same size, I haven't got proper OCD where like I check the back doors locked 3 times or check the ovens off and all that stuff. But with certain things I do, if there's multiple, it makes me go a little bit loopy. Like if I see 2 large T-shirts, I have to get the, who am I kidding, extra large. I have to get the missus to choose which one. I can't do it. And I did struggle in there, to tell the truth, because there was 2. And I was like, oh, normally I'd say to Ali, but he was talking to Ed. I didn't want to disrupt him. Normally I'd say, pick one for me. But yeah, Road Rash. And it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It does look pretty good. Obviously, it's the first one, the OG, so it's just punching and kicking. There's no weapons. I haven't played it enough to see if the police come yet, but I believe they do from what I've seen of it previously. And yeah, it looks pretty good. It doesn't look too much different, does it? It looks like just an 8-bit Road Rash. It looks pretty decent, not far off the 16-bit, let's be brutally honest. So yeah, really happy to pick that up. Again, I think I paid £20 for that. I think it's £15 in CEX, but you've got to find it, and then by the time you pay postage, you're pretty much at the same price. Now here's another one. It's a cheap one. The third one I got from the Retro Hunter. I will be back. There's just only so much money I can spend in each week on games without trading stuff in. But I have got some stuff I need to send to him. Send some pictures. See if he wants to trade it, and then I can go back pick some more. If not, I have to wait for next month. WrestleMania still challenge. I do love the old wrestling games in the arcade. I've got, I think, is it just called? There's like an arcade. Super WrestleMania arcade. There's an arcade port on the SNES. I've got that, but I don't find it as fun on the SNES. Like you need the proper arcade cab. But I like all the old school wrestling games, the WWF sort of ones. So yeah, looking forward to trying that. I remember this game being terrible on the Game Boy because you couldn't see through the cage. It was absolutely terrible on the Game Boy Color. I mean, this doesn't look great, does it? Let's be honest. I'll try and put a clip up. Hopefully I'll find the right game. But yeah, it doesn't look great. But I will still play it. I will still play it, for sure. So that's the 3 games for Retro Hunt. Now, thanks always to Ali. He's absolutely awesome. I could be in there all day just hanging out. I love it down there. Really do. I need to get back there. Right, let's go through the game. So Ed, I met up with Ed, which is great. Haven't seen Retro Ed UK for a long time. We always meet up at, any expos and stuff like that. So we're meeting up the next one. He can't make Revival, but he can make Nottingham. And then he's just confirmed he can also make... Nottingham is It's Much More's, James's event. And it's just like the 3rd year in a row. We've been to every one. It's a good laugh. Everyone goes there. Good crack. And then I told him about Blackpool. And Ed can make it, which is great news. I hope I haven't ruined an exclusive that Ed wanted to tell everyone. Because, yeah, so I'm going to give... we're going to go up together, basically. So that's going to be awesome. But yeah, Ed, bumped into Ed. Arranged to meet him down there. Hadn't seen him for donkey's years. And he just messaged me saying, good to see you collecting Game Gear. I've got some doubles. Let me know, what you'd need, which is really, really kind of him. And obviously it gives him more room to clear some space up. But it's really, really nice. Sent me a long list of games. There was some I've picked up, but he wouldn't known about because I hadn't shown it in the video. By the time this video is aired, what am I, in a studio on TV? By the time this video goes out, you would have seen those games because I always keep like a week ahead, if you know what I mean. But yeah, there was a few there I'd already picked up recently, like in the days before. But yeah, I just messaged the ones and he brought them over and he even had the little cases and everything for him. I've chucked them in the drawer because otherwise they don't fit in the stand. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Really kind of Ed. As always, didn't want anything for him whatsoever. I've had so many gifts off Ed, I feel terrible. He's such a nice guy. Really, really good guy. I've said it before earlier in the video, but yeah, please check out Retro Ed UK. Say Scott sent you from Marathon Gaming. I'm pretty sure if you're a subscriber to Marathon Gaming, you have been for a long time, then you probably know Retro Ed is. But if you're new, welcome. If you are new to Marathon Gaming, thanks for subscribing to me first of all and watching this video. If you are, that's more than enough. But yeah, if you are new to me, then check out Ed if you haven't heard me mention him or talk about him before previously, or if you haven't come across him. So yeah, Ed gifted me a load of games. He started waffling there, didn't I? It is hard when you've had a beer not to waffle. But yeah, he gifted me a load of games. So we'll start at the top. So Shinobi and Shinobi 2. Again, this is why it's so like, I said to Ed, I looked in the bag, I was like, I'm pretty sure like one of these is like a 15 quid game, you know. It was really, really sweet of him to give them to me. So yeah, Shinobi, I'm sure everyone's played a Shinobi game. Yeah, you can't go wrong, can you? Sega and ninjas, what's not to love? Prince of Persia. Another game, not a cheap game for the Game Gear, really. Awesome. I really, really want to play this. Really, really, really want to do it. I remember playing this, not on the Game Gear. I don't even know if it's a Master System. I feel like I played it on the PC, or if it was a port to it. There was loads of... It must have been OG Prince of Persia on, like, DOS or something. Like, I've really got, like, vagrant memories of it. I really have. I'm really excited to play that, to be honest with you. Probably more than Shinobi. It might shock some people, but yeah. Really excited to play that. Donald Duck. I haven't played this. I love the old Mickey games, Ball of Illusion, Castle of Illusion. I've talked about in the past. But yeah, Donald Duck. I don't think I've played this. It looks like a pretty cool platformer. So really interested to give that a go. The Lucky Dime. I think the footage I've pulled from this is the wrong game. I think it's 2 Duck games. So whatever I put on the screen, just ignore me and comment, Scott, you're a twat. Spider-Man game. So there's 2 Spider-Man games. I had the other one, which we showed previously, which is down there, which is Return of the Sinister Six. Apologies if I butcher anything. I don't know massive amounts of Marvel, DC, or any of that stuff, but the wife loves Spider-Man, and the games are pretty good, let's be honest. So yeah, so going to try that one out. I haven't played that one yet, but be interesting to see how that plays. Any of these games, guys, if you've played any of them, please let me know. I mean, this next one, let's be honest, Super Kickoff, I'm going to play that for a couple of minutes and then I'll probably won't go back to it for 35 years. But you've got to have it, haven't you? You've got to have it. I don't full set collect for anything whatsoever at all. And so I was talking about this, someone did comment on a previous video just about, on the last video, yes, they commented saying about, I'll try and pull the comment up if I can remember it was. They said they've have got a massive Sega Game Gear collection, but they have traded in quite a lot. They stuck a job lot of about 15 games on eBay, try and, you know, refocus on stuff he's passionate about, which I completely agree with. And we all have to do every now and again to keep the motivation going, a bit of a tidy up, or you end up holding loads of stuff and you get loads of clutter. So I sort of sent a message back about that. And I said, I completely agree with that. Like, I can't justify going for a full set of anything really, because I don't want to justify spending those prices or just focus down on one thing. I sort of, my attention's everywhere. I'm a little bit short attention span. I'm like all shiny thing, like a bloody magpie. But the reason why I'm doing this loose carts is they're very cheap. There's only a few exclusive titles to the Game Gear, which is silly money, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if I do bother getting there. But I remember talking to a guy I met in Neon Knights, the arcade, which is now part of Retro Hunter because it expanded. I remember him saying to me, or Rob was working there at the time, or Dave, I remember him saying to me, he's collected every Game Boy game. And he moved them on, and I was asking questions. I was at a cop like an arc. That was it. I'm waffling 2 stories together. I met him in the arcade, but then we was round Dave's having a bit of a like an arcade competition night sort of thing, and I was having a chat with him there, having a few beers, and I was just asking what his favourite game was. He said about that. I feel like it's something about a mole. It was a Game Boy game about a mole, and he was saying it's like really, really good game. Never one I'd heard of before. And he said the best thing about it is with loose carts, he goes, I had my whole Game Boy collection just under the bed in shoeboxes. Like, it weren't a big thing. It's not going to take up room in the house, and the missus gets upset. So you don't have to, you know, have loads of money or have loads of room or have a games room. You know, some people might be in a tiny 1-bedroom flat and they haven't got, you know, room to have a games room or a games corner. And some people might not have, you know, the money to collect things boxed with manuals and mint. Like, everyone would love to do that, but we can't all do that. So yeah, it was really refreshing to hear him say that, and I think that planted a bit of a seed in the back of my head. because I have so much area, as I showed in my games room before. I sort of have the Switch rack, which I think holds like 200 games, and then once that's full, I go through and swap out what I'm passionate about. I've just got like quite a modest stack of Wii, GameCube, SNES, N64, and then once that's full out, I do the same thing. I've got a little bit more 360 and original Xbox, but not much in terms of a collector. Not really, you know, more of a gamer. You know, there's not too many games there, but I will pull this waffling back. But yeah, with Game Gear, I just thought I won't bother with the box art. I'll just go with loose games, and in that way, I can just keep. There's only, I think, something like 300 European power. I know it's region 3 the Game Gear, isn't it? But I'm pretty sure it's only like 300 games. So I mean, I could get half a full set just on this desk quite easily. So I'm not saying I'm going for a full set, but the reason why, you know, like I said with Super Kickoff, like why am I, you know, I probably won't play that much, but I will sort of pick up if I've got credit or I go to a shop, I've only got a couple. I'm just going to keep picking up the games, you know, and I'm not rushing it, trying to buy them all at the same time. I'll go back there, but every time I'll go to a shop, I'll buy a couple of games I haven't got, and I'll build it up that way, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there, whether we go for the full set. And I was talking to Scott, Sega Zombie. I was asking him what games he had up at the Retro Realm, seeing if I could squeeze in to come and see him after work. Because I work sort of halfway distance between where I live and where Scott's shop is. So he's 2 hours away from me in Ipswich, and I work sort of an hour away from me up the road, up the A12. And he's got some lovely box games, and I was like, no, I'm staying away from those. Maybe at the end, like my favourites, like Wonder Boy. When I've done the loose carts, I might get my favourite games face on box art. But anyway, I'll stop waffling. Basically, I'm just saying, what a great system the Game Gear and all these loose, like all these handhelds are. If you just collect loose carts, like it's quite nice to collect for. Right, last game, because I've waffled for 35 minutes. You've probably tuned off and turned it off and hit the thumbs down. But if you have stayed around, thank you very much. Star Trek, don't remember nothing about this game. Ed said it's terrible. And the fact it's got a purple writing down the side, I feel like that might not be UK PAL. Because looking to the right of me, there's only about 40 games here, or 30 games. There doesn't seem to be any that have got that writing on. And apparently there's a couple of Star Trek games. This is the advanced holodeck tutorial. That just sounds like, Ed, what have you given me here? The advanced holodeck tutorial. He's trying to send me to sleep. I bored myself reading that. But Ed, I'm going to try it out. Maybe we'll do, to help people sleep, like me and Mrs put Rain on YouTube, like for like white noise. Like I have to, because I live on the main road. I fall asleep, and then a bus at 4 o'clock will wake me up, and I get up at 5:30 anyway. So if I get woken up an hour before the alarm, that's it. I'm sort of buggered. So I do like a little bit of therapeutic music to help me drift off. So maybe I could make a gaming related one. I could live stream me playing Star Trek Next Generation, the advanced Halo deck tutorial, and I reckon you'd be asleep within 35 seconds. What do you reckon? But yeah, guys, let me know if there's any of those games you've played and which ones you think are the standout for you, your favourite standout game for the ones I've showed you that I've picked up. Let me know if you've been to Retro Hunter before, if you're planning on going there, or if there's anything there you saw which you liked, then give me a shout, because I might be able to take some more pictures for you or show something. Or if not, give Ali a ring or head over to the website. Anyway, I'm Scott from Marathon Gaming. See you soon. Bye-bye. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...